Most people are asleep. They think they're awake because their eyes are open, because they go to work, pay their bills, hold conversations, and follow the latest news. But awareness is not the same as routine. Being conscious is not the same as being alive. Something deep inside you already knows this. Look around you. The world is full of distractions, full of noise, full of belief systems pretending to be truth. People argue over religions they inherited, defend opinions they never examined, and follow routines that leave them quietly numb. But here you are questioning it, feeling that subtle unrest, that inner pull that says, something's missing, something's off, this can't be all there is. That pull is not weakness. It's not confusion. It's not a flaw in your thinking. It's the first sign of life. It's the beginning of awakening, the first crack in the illusion. If you've ever felt like the world is sleepwalking and you're just beginning to open your eyes, this message is for you. Because the truth has nothing to do with belief, and enlightenment has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with seeing clearly for the first time. Subscribe to the true God, because here we speak from enlightenment, not opinion. We reveal what the world has missed for centuries. This is not about what humans believe about God. This is about the God who exists, with or without belief. If you are ready to go beyond the systems, beyond the noise, beyond the stories, then you're exactly where you need to be. Enlightenment is what's left when the lies are gone. Most people hear the word enlightenment and imagine monks in caves, gurus in temples, or mystical experiences far removed from daily life. But that image is wrong. Enlightenment is not mysterious. It is not far away. It is not something only a few chosen people ever touch. Enlightenment is your original state, before you were taught to forget it. As a child, you were aware, not just of the world outside, but of something still, quiet, and unshakable within you. But then came the conditioning. You were taught who to be, what to say, what to believe, and what not to question. You were given a name, a nationality, a religion, and a role. You were taught that God is out there somewhere, watching you, judging you, rewarding or punishing based on how well you perform. But all of this is a mask, a veil. Enlightenment is not about becoming someone new. It is about stripping away everything false. It is not about floating above the world. It is about seeing the world clearly, exactly as it is, without distortion. Enlightenment is not an escape from life. It is the first moment you finally arrive. The nature of enlightenment and the end of illusion. Let's speak plainly. Enlightenment is not a belief. It's not an achievement. It's not an emotional high. It is the silent awareness that was there before your thoughts began and will be there long after they stop. It is the realization that you are not your story, not your mind, not your body, and not your beliefs. Every system in this world is built on the idea that you are incomplete, that you must be saved, fixed, improved, or accepted. Religions tell you that God is separate. Science tells you that consciousness is an accident. Society tells you that meaning comes from approval, success, and status. But none of this is true. When you become still, when the mind quiets down, and the need to become something dissolves, what's left is clarity. In that clarity, you realize that awareness is not something you have, it's what you are. And in that awareness, the illusion of separation ends. God is not an external figure, a man in the sky, or a being somewhere else. God is the source of this moment, the silent presence behind all appearances, the intelligence that expresses itself through every breath, every form, every atom. The moment you truly see this, you understand why so few people talk about it directly. Because enlightenment doesn't fit inside language. It doesn't fit inside dogma. It doesn't give you a title or a group to belong to. It gives you freedom, and freedom threatens every system built on control. The real God has no religion, and the real self has no identity. Here's the truth most people will never hear. The real God does not belong to any religion. The real God has never written a book, demanded worship, or required you to believe in anything. The real God does not need praise, cannot be flattered, and does not live in temples made by man. The real God is not a person, not a being, not an idea. The real God is what is, now, here, always. And the tragedy is that most people spend their lives worshiping a concept, while ignoring the direct presence of God within their own being. They trade direct experience for inherited belief. They choose stories over truth. They protect their identity, their group, their doctrine, while unknowingly rejecting the very reality they seek. But here's what changes everything. The moment you stop seeking God outside of yourself and begin to see with clear eyes, the illusion breaks. You realize you were never separate, never guilty, never outside the truth. What you've been looking for has always been looking through your eyes. What you've called God is the reality in which all things arise, and it's been waiting for you to remember. This is what the ancient mystics meant when they said the kingdom of God is within you. Not metaphorically, literally, but not within the ego, not within the personality, the beliefs, or the conditioned mind. Within the silent presence beneath all of that. The self that was never born and never dies. The awareness that remains when everything else is gone. Awakening is not for the many, but it is for you. Enlightenment is not for those who want comfort. It's not for those who want to be right. It's for those who want truth, no matter the cost. Because the truth will cost you everything that isn't real. Your attachments, your false identities, your borrowed beliefs, your need to belong. You will lose your religion. You will lose your false self. You will lose your old way of seeing the world. But in that loss, something else appears, something still, something eternal, something unshakably true. You will not find God in belief. You will not find truth in tradition. You will not find yourself in the mirror of society. You will find all of it in stillness, in awareness, in the silence of the present moment. This is the power of enlightenment. Not to become someone better, but to realize you were never separate. To wake up from the dream of division. To see through the illusions the world holds sacred. And to finally live, not as a believer, not as a seeker, but as one who knows. Subscribe to the true God. Here, we don't deal in theories. We don't repeat what's been said 1,000 times. We speak from enlightenment, not from tradition, not from belief, not from secondhand knowledge. This is not religion. This is not philosophy. This is direct experience. The world is asleep. You are waking up. And the truth is more real than you were ever allowed to imagine. Now it's time to remember.